Hello guys, it's George Adventure here. Just gonna do a little deer hunting, deer scouting 101. So one of the things that whitetail love is white oak acorns, and that is actually their favorite thing to eat. It's in the wild, and these things, it takes a white oak acorn 40 years to put out some acorns. You can see them down here. They're all over the place. There's a white oak acorn. A white oak right here. There's one right here. There's a bunch of them on this property. So white oak acorns is one of their favorite things. I'm on these down here, super zenny. I've got a bunch of them out through here. So I'm gonna show you some more things here. Make sure I'm not spooky. I don't see any. So this little place here, this little grassy area here has some new sprouts, and they like to come in here and eat that. They'll come in here, whether at night, first thing in the morning or whatever, and they'll eat these green sprouts. They like to eat grassy stuff, oats, clover, any kind of thing. They like a lot of green stuff. So, another thing to look for if you want to find a good spot to hunt is thick stuff like this, because they like to bed in here. See all this back over here? They love to bed, and they'll also go in there and make rubs. They'll take their rack and rub it on a tree, kind of basically marking their territory, rubbing their glands on their forehead to give it a musky smell. And mature buck especially will do it. And you can tell if you get a tree, it's pretty good size, it's got a rub on it, maybe one like that, he's a bigger buck. If you got some trees right there together, and they're rubbed, then you got a big buck. There's also scrapes, but I hadn't found any yet. When I do, I'll do a part 2, but I'm gonna show you. I'll show you another thing here. A good thing to look for, that you really need to look for when you're scouting. And they love fields. You can see a lot of new green vegetation, a lot of green grass. They like to eat that. They eat different kinds of weeds and stuff. I don't see any. I did see a buck. Saw a buck right there this morning. Well, he was here and he jumped over the fence and he ran up there and stopped. And there was a couple does. So some other things to look for, things they like to eat when you're out scouting around. Here is a trail right here, and it kind of forks, goes here and goes here, and you can see it goes up into that thick stuff. And I'm gonna get in there and look for some rubs. You also have droppings, deer droppings right there. This is a bedding place, and here's another little bedding place right here. They bed. You can see where they've been bedding in here, where they've been laying down. They like thick cover to get away, from danger and stuff. Another thing deer like is blackberries. These are blackberry, not vines. I think they're called brambles, but these are blackberry plants here. And I'm gonna cut some of this grass next year out from around them, because there's a bunch of them. I'm gonna stake them up, let them grow up to the stake, get a big blackberry bush, big blackberry plant. Kind of train it up. You can see them right here. There's a lot of them. That makes me sneeze right there. So you can see the blackberry. There's a good one. There's another trail here. Another trail right there. You can see it goes up, goes into that thick stuff. Deer like edges too. Like they prefer like an edge of a fence. Turkeys are the same way. They like to, you know, just kind of stay along the edge of the woods where they can, you know, feel safe. I don't see any out here. I saw that buck. He's a pretty good buck in those does this morning. They also like, they like red oak acorns. There's some red oaks right there. They like apples, and I've got 3 apple trees and a peach tree. But I'm gonna have to probably put some kind of wire around these trees to make them so the deer can't get them. So yeah, because they'll eat the leaves off these things. So I'm gonna have to do something. I think I need to water them in a couple of days. But you can see this red oak over here. I don't know if it's dropping. I hadn't checked. We're gonna walk around and see. I've been seeing a lot of them up in here, but it may be right at dark. I saw those this morning it was about 7:30 when I saw them, something like that. There's a big red oak right here. Here's some acorns here, right here. Another thing they like, which I hadn't found yet down in here, which I'm gonna plant one, is muscadines. But they'll bed, you know, they'll get in stuff like this and bed. That's my hardwoods right there. So they'll bed up under stuff like this. You know, some more white oaks. You can see it's a white oak right here. And wild turkeys love white oaks. You can see the white oak leaf here. And when a wild turkey, when they get a good crop of acorns, or acorns, wherever you're from, another oak tree there. When you get plenty of acorns, or acorns, wherever you're from, how you pronounce it, the gobbler, he builds up a lot of fat on his breast. So I don't see any acorns off this tree. There's a hickory, but they build up a lot of, when they get a lot of acorns, they build up a lot of, there's my wife's, we've been using them to landscape, but it's a good white oak right here. See the, you can see it. It's one of the most beautiful trees there is to me. We're getting into some fall, for sure. Leaves coming off, but pin oak right here, they'll eat any acorn, but they prefer white oaks. Pin oak. But they like mature apples. There's an apple tree there. That's a crab apple right here. And they like crab apples. I've actually shot them eating apples. You know, people with a bow, with an arrow, people probably think that's terrible, but you got to use. The squirrels chew these limbs from these pecan trees. Right here's a pecan tree. But this is a right of way over here. I'll show you. It's a power right of way. It's got poles right here, and it goes down that way. You can see right here. Another pecan tree. I don't think that one's long for the world, but that's a right of way. And that right of way goes that way and back down that way. And deer like right of ways because deer are lazy and they like to take the easy way. This is a cherry tree here, but you can see over there, clearing right there, they like right of ways. It's water oak right here, and they will eat water oaks. They'll eat water oaks among other things, and also blue jays eat these, squirrels eat them, brown thrasher will eat them. So you can see over here, right there is the right of way, and they'll travel back and forth. I've seen them. So that's some deer hunting tips. Has nothing to do with being a good deer hunter. Has nothing to do with shooting or anything like that. It's got to do with, first of all, finding your food, find their habitat, their trails, their bedding places, stuff like that. You just have to do a lot of work. Throwing corn or bait on the ground, that's not really even hunting. That's just my opinion. So anyway, hope y'all have a great day. Rest of the day, rather. Hope everything is good. And if you're getting out in the woods, man, any chance you get out there. It is wonderful to get out and just walk around the woods and check things out if you want to scout for deer. Old red maple right here. Anyways, I appreciate if you like my channel. Subscribe to it, hit the bell, leave a comment. Maybe y'all have some tips about deer hunting. God bless you. Have a great day.